In 1997, author Dav Pilkey created the first graphic novel in a series called Captain Underpants. He went on to create way more books in that series, and like me and most all young boys in the 2000s, they read them. I got first interested in this book all the way back in kindergarten when I got the first book at the book fair. Remember those? And from then on, I would read every single book and every new one that came out. I mean, he did stop when I was in 4th grade, but whatever. Flash to 2nd grade when I was creating a character called Captain Derp, and also created a 10-page book about that character. It was a total ripoff of Captain Underpants. That same year, I started making comics. For example, Captain Cool Dude, and that's it. Next year in 3rd grade, I decided to make a long comic book about Captain Derp. I got about 1 page in before realizing how hard it was going to be, so I grabbed a blank notebook and started writing, and by the end of 3rd grade, I had my first quote-unquote book in the Captain Derp series done. And through the next couple years until 5th grade, I would make a ton of these books, and at the end I had 14. So sit back and relax and listen to the story of Captain Derp. It starts off with an introduction to our main character, San Derp. He's a weird human who is weird and has a Squidward nose. Also long hair. He's watching his favorite show when the power goes out because of a storm. He goes to turn it on outside. I don't know. That doesn't really make any sense. But he gets struck by lightning. But it doesn't affect him, and he got really sleepy. And then he went to sleep. When he woke up, he had superpowers. Whoa! Original. So then he basically learns how to be a superhero. Then he reveals his costume, which is the costume he uses for the whole series. Then he goes to find quote-unquote crime. He goes to the bank and Mr. Evil Dude is robbing it. Very creative! He saves the day, of course, but then that happens like 3 more times. Then Mr. Evil Dude, aka Med, gets upset and kidnaps little children. I was a 3rd grader. Captain Derp decides he needs a sidekick, so he gets a cat named Scarlet. Yes, my first son in 2nd grade. Then they go through the whole thing with obstacles and blah blah blah, yada yada yada. They save the day and got ice cream. Of course. 2nd book, Captain Derp and the Curse of Captain Derp and the Curse of Mutant Nutmeg. I don't know. Sam comes back to his house from the previous book, and it's collapsed. Then he has to stay with his parents, which he does not want to do. Then his alarm says there's crime, and he needs to go to the nut shop. And Mutant Nutmeg, a peanut, is robbing it. Wait, is that technically kidnapping? Anyway, San wins. After it's kind of confusing, but San accidentally kills a bunch of the peanut plants, killing Mutant's family, then Mutant kills San's family. Uno reverse card, bitch! Then they fight, Mutant gets mad, pollutes the air, LSD, and saves the day. Also, Scarlet's in all the books too. Captain Derp and the Perilous Plot of Dr. Evil. That's straight from the Captain Underpants books, by the way. San makes a friend, turns out to be a villain. Common accident. Also, San is filthy rich for some reason, so this is perfect for him. They go on a date. Okay. Then there's crime afoot. Oh no! Don't worry, he puts all the bad guys in jail, realized that he did that, and turned into Dr. Evil. Then he threatens to kill everyone. Oh yeah, San buys a house literally in the middle of the book. Then Dr. Evil burns it down. Apparently that's why. San gets mad and fights in the city center. That's so Marvel. Then a new sidekick comes in. Catwoman. I'm so original. But yeah, she helps too. Dr. Evil also pollutes the air. Oh yeah, more LSD. Wow, the colors. Oh yeah, they save the day. Then they fight, and Dr. Evil gets thrown into the trash, and that goes right into the 4th book. Don't worry, guys. There's only 10 more. Don't worry, I'll go faster. Captain Derp fights the Villain League. This book gets right into it. Mad and Mutant Nutmeg come in. Yeah, they aren't dead for some reason. Then nothing happens. San goes to get a job, and they blow it up. A field is on fire, which he goes to is sidetracked by a building called Evil Co. Of course the Villain League is there, and they do a big battle after listening to Party in the U.S. Then there's one of the first plot twists. Turns out San was abandoned by his parents and given to Miss Derp, his quote-unquote mom. Remember? The one who's dead? And turns out Dr. Evil is his brother. And another plot twist, Dr. Evil gets out a birth certificate and shows it. His real name is Anderson, and he is a girl. I clearly did not know how people work that age. Also, this information doesn't come up again or is useful in the rest of the books, but I guess it's good to know. They fight, he wins, the Villain League members die, happy times. 5th book, Captain Derp fights Chew Fondue, sponsored by the Food Network. It's San's 22nd birthday, and they hire a chef named Chew Fondue, and they steal all their money. So lit. And a new member joins the crew. He's like the only one with powers, but whatever. His name is Telekinesis. He has telekinetic powers. Also, they show that there's a food competition in town, and of course Chew signs up, but so does Scarlet. Then the baking competition happens, and of course Chew and Scarlet are finalists, because that's how I write. Scarlet wins, Chew gets mad, they fight, and then the end. Oh yeah, Scarlet's a boy. That also also does not matter. Next, the 7th, but shut up, you don't need to know what happens in the 6th book. All you need to know is there's a new member, Emerson. Anyway, the 7th book. Sam turns 23 and vows to be super crazy on his 21st birthday, but in the year he meets a girl named Esmeralda, gets married, has kids, which I cannot remember the names of, and neither are you, and it doesn't matter. But on his 24th birthday, he goes insane, and she gets mad at him, and he gets kicked out of the house. Oh yeah, he got another house, by the way. Dr. Evil is back, remember him, and captures Esmeralda, and of course he saves the day! And she forgives him. Don't worry guys, we're almost done. Book 8 is just dumb. Everyone goes on vacation for some reason, except for San and Telekinesis. San falls down the stairs and loses all his memory. Telekinesis has to help him, but of course eventually he gets better and everyone comes back, no fighting, nothing interesting. In the 9th book we introduce a new villain, Riddle-Dee-Diddle. I don't even think he had a name, so I'm just gonna call him Jeff. Jeff blows up San's house. He's a magician and could do anything. He goes on a robbing spree and San saves the day, of course. And there's so much fighting in this one. It happens over and over and over and over, and none of it's interesting. And finally, the 10th book, Captain Derp, the end. Sadly, this is a boring summary, but San goes through his normal day, which is like half the book. Then they fight all the villains and kill them all, even though all of them should have been dead in their books, but whatever. And finally, that's the end of the Captain Derp book franchise. Wait, didn't you say there was 14 books? Shut up! I was sad to finish after the 10th book, so I decided to keep going, but after 4 more, I was just bored of writing. So yeah, but anyways, writing those helped my writing and creativeness so much. But not my handwriting though, I think that made it worse. And after all that, I made more comics and more artsy stuff that led me to this channel. I started animating because I always loved cartoons and comics. The only thing was, I didn't post them on Tumblr, James. But it's weird. If my mom hadn't given me a $20 bill in kindergarten, then I wouldn't be here animating. I could have been playing sports.